Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Play action. Now Wentz. Oh, he's going to take a shot, and this will be caught at the 30. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, one word for that opening play call, and that is aggressive, but it worked. First play from scrimmage, long touchdown pass.
Well, let's be honest about it. In our production meeting last night, we talked about when would the secondary get tested. I did not say they'd get tested on play number 1. I knew as the game went along, they would take their shots. But that, as you said, a bold strike and very successful right out of the gate.
And he'll find Hall. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
And this is Cook with a grab. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard. You probably ran them when you were 5 years old. How about a little curl there against zone? But the key to it is finding the open spots in the zone. How a linebacker or a defensive back will widen to give you space. Find that area and let your quarterback hit you.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And this will be taken at the 13. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Jordy. Tighten up, Recon, 132 fighter. Hey, Rip 5-2, on here.
Throwing now is Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long. So Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack.
Watch the ship. And we're going 37's to Mike. Mike 37. Watch this 5-7. Watch the screen. Smooth. Mike 37.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And no return on this one as that kicks out of bounds, so they'll start just outside of their own 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. He'll drop to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
The competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike. Hey, let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line.
54 yards. First down, Detroit.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. They'll set up to throw. And just as you called it after the earlier sack, they set up the screen. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8. I took your advice from a bit earlier, tried the screen, but that one, it was covered up pretty well.
They did a nice job on it, but I still think it was the right idea. Probably just a block or two away from making it work.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. To throw here. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. On is Josh Lambo for the field goal try. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny? When we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the second down pass play only went for 2. On play action, it's Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Here's Cameron Johnston now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And take it right on the 30. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. First down, Lions on a pickup of 13.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
They'll run on first down. Benjamin. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Second and 5. He completes this one to Mack. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
No gain on the play. Leads to second and goal at the 8-yard line.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. Second and goal. Here's second and 8. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's third down. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried on offense went for naught, didn't it? Because you have to try and influence them. Make them think that you're doing something else. Make them think that they can get to the passer by letting them by and then setting up the screen and getting downfield. Didn't happen at all. Give a lot of credit to the defense for not tumbling to that one.
He'll look to throw. He's got it. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. Fourth and goal. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And Lambeau will put this one through. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. On second down, here's Mixon. And he's got room. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 26 and a first down. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Wentz is going to float this one deep right into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offensive coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe someday you press it a little bit. This might be the case.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike. Here we go.
Looking to throw. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Lions have taken the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
On second down, Mixon. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Now a play fake. Wentz. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he'll take this down to the 40-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. They fake the give. Now Wentz. Eluding the pressure right. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Let's go. Let's do it.
So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll give it to Mixon. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Joe Mixon, his first touchdown of the new season. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. Elliott good with a PAT. And that will give them the lead here as we get on towards halftime.
Lions 13. Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
55, my God, 55. What we got? What we got? What we got?
2nd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
I got him. Check. That's it. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. I got it. Yeah. Switch. Switch. Check. Cross.
Now back to throw. Going deep here for Bryant. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, right? Because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time. And you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. On play action, Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack in there for a milestone sack. That's number 150 of his great career. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long.
Go.
On play action, they'll throw. That one complete. He finds Shark. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down. Wentz going to throw. He's going to air one out. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
Get ready.
So a very tight first half. We had to break in a one-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there, and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. Two of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Second and 3. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
First down, Detroit.
They'll set up a throw. Bryant has it. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Such a valuable commodity to have a tight end who can run and get open. How about what he just did there? Worked his way from right to left across the field and found his way free.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And, it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type...
He's got the lane, and there he goes. He's at the 40, past the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Joe Mixon, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. 1 play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because...
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
On 2nd down now, Benjamin. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
That'll back them up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down.
Mark 55, Mark 55. I'm coming up. 55 Mark, 55. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's got it all the way down to the 12-yard line. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Well, officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19. From the gun to give to Mixon. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. Once again, they run with Mixon. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Joe Mixon, his 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. They're going to look to throw. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Open man is Sims. He's got it. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A good pick up there, 26 yards.
First down, Lions.
This quarterback now nearing the 300-yard mark with still a quarter to play. It's 1st and 10. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign, as they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that will get them 1 closer. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. To throw, it's Wentz. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
95's the same. No, check his mic.
Hey, Haywood.
Wentz to throw on 3rd and 1. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
How you leave a receiver of that caliber that wide open on that play is absolutely beyond me. You've watched tape. You've gone over the scouting report. Your first move should be double or triple him and make sure someone else doesn't beat you.
Well, especially on 3rd down. That's what's really baffling. Now they're going to get about 3 here out of this 1st down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. Credit the tackle that time to Deshaun Hand.
81.
Again, it's Mixon. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Hey, Zoo.
Play action. Now Wentz. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 22-yard line. Mixon with a 1st down carry. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. A gain of 13, it's a 1st down. Wentz going to lead his guys up 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. To throw is Wentz. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. On play action, it's Wentz. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. Wentz to throw again. This is caught. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, let a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points.
And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
55's my guy, 55. I got you, punk. Right there in the middle. All day, dog. Bang, 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 bang. Slam, slam, slam.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Pressure from behind, and he's going to be thrown down.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill.
Back to throw. Completes it to Benjamin. They do get 18, but even that won't be quite enough. It's 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining.